full-time, or excuse me, all their part-time paramedic or EMT. So some of our people are going down there, and they're making more money for that extra 12 to 24 hours than what they need.
And they can stay home and do the
Correct.
rest of
And fill our shifts.
My understanding is the union brought this forward to you.
They want to incentive it to a point that they want to fill the shifts, but not everybody is willing to put their name on the calendar, if you will.
And those people who aren't willing aren't gonna do it at almost any price.
No.
Almost any price.
And this is only in effect during the times that you don't have 14 full-time employees.
Correct.
My understanding was originally, though, we were only talking 60 days.
Say again, please.
That's the letter of understanding, yes, but I think budget wise through the end of the year.
What line item is this? Potential, well, I'm just gonna use a round figure, 20,000, I realize it could be well more, but. Let's go with 25,000, what line item? That you currently have? Is this going to be transferred from and into a payroll line item?
It come out of contingency or the fund balance, it would go into full-time overtime, which would be the 723,001, or it would go into part-time, which is 723,002.
But those line items are not maxed, not going, you don't anticipate them being maxed out as they are.
There is a possibility that they could be.
Overtime pay at this time, 266 was budgeted, 197 has been spent. 266,000 and change was budgeted. It's at 197, so there's $60,000 of overtime left for the rest of the year. So for the first 8 months, there was almost 200,000 of the 260,000 used.
In the 833,000 that I projected, that's above and beyond the full-time schedule if we're at.
Right, I see that.
14. So I've done the calculations of what we would have spent on these two individual positions versus what it took to fill them above and beyond with this change.
So the change in money is basically half. What would a part-timer would just get straight time?
Correct.
So, and a full-timer would get time and a half.
Correct.
So we basically just bumped everything by half.
Part-time pay is already overspent $5,000. It was
We got a lot.
budgeted 74, it's at 79.
So you guys have worked that out on budget, so would part-timers come in under overtime pay now?
No, part-timers would still stay in their line item. I just have to adjust it accordingly to reflect the dollars.
We're basically bumping everybody by 50% or to commit to overtime.
Where do you anticipate?
So this would be somebody that already worked at 24 that week and then they'd fill in another 24 that week.
Possibly. Or they work no hours that week as a part-timer.
So they'd only get the,
Time and a half.
well, it's 2 days they work, right?
Full-time.
Full-timers.
So it would be it would only be the overtime portion of that shift, right? That would be the more money? Or the whole shift would be that money?
The whole 24. So if they've already worked 48 hours for the week.
Yep,
They pick up a third 24-hour shift.
okay, so,
That third shift would be if they're full-time. As the proposal is, they do double time for that 24-hour period.
okay,
It'd be time and a half if it wasn't double time anyway,
Correct.
so.
so my other thing is if somebody were to fill it that wasn't scheduled to work that week at all. They wouldn't get that bonus until they got into the overtime part of that week. You understand what I'm saying?
For the full-time, but the idea is for the part-timers to get time and a half
Gotcha.
right out of the gate.
So I didn't think of this, are we incentivizing the other way for part-time to pick up no part-time? We'll wait till the schedule is wide open and then we'll come in and take a shift and get overtime for it. How do we convince a part-timer? So right now, part-time grabs a shift that's open, they get paid straight time.
Correct.
So why would I even call anymore? I mean, so I'm basically gonna get time and a half no matter what now as a part-timer.
Correct.
So where do you go? So. Let's say we're lucky and blessed and we end up back at our 14 normal staffing.
You almost have to work it.
They're not gonna go. I don't see them accepting the status quo. After this,
Well, this agreement's only until, there's 14 full-time employees.
Well, the hope is when
And
the,
the 60-day limit, it doesn't go past 60 days, is what we initially talked about. So if you fill the staffing back up to it in 30 days, this goes away.
Correct.
But it does hang on for 60 days if we don't fully staff. Right.
what's the range of money? What?
If you
best
fill
or
in
worst?
every single shift with part-time EMTs, it could be as little as 8,000. If it's a full-time medic, every shift, it could be as high as 33. And that's with the MERS and the FICA figured in, of course.
That's through the end of the year.
Through the end of the year.
So we had this conversation a week ago, I believe,
More or
the
less.
start. And at that time you had empty shifts. How many have been filled since that time?
20%, 25%.
what do you think? Okay, let's say we approve this today. What do you think your schedule's gonna look like?
Hopefully more full. I can't guarantee.
No,
which
no, no.
it's where it won't be.
If you talk to staff, you know.
No, I haven't said a word. Because this.
I thought you said the union bar.
The union,
They may have talked to themselves, but we didn't.
we've not publicly, openly discussed it with the employees.
How do you know that they have? What? You've had,
Their leadership has said, we think this might be a way to incentivize getting more people. to
was
take
that in writing or was it verbal?
Verbal face to face.
So who? Did they prepare this conceptually?
I did it out longhand. The idea was the time and a half and the double time and the triple time. Verbally, I just put it on paper.
They did nothing in writing then. Is that correct?
They would obviously have to sign something. For it to all happen.
But none of this was written, their contract.
The specifics of it, I mean,
But that,
the specifics weren't.
No.
But the idea was,
the idea was there, I just put it on paper, drew it out longhand.
well, short of getting something in a contract that requires overtime. Which some do have, from what we've investigated. Anything we can do is incentivize it in some way, shape or form. There it is sort of the thing of the day these days is that everybody wants their time and they don't want to work any extra. So the only way you can get them to do it is pay more money.
What are you gonna do when the OLC comes and says, we're not for that, we wanna.
Well, they already do it at the sheriff's department, plus they can order it and.
That's what they do.
And their guys seem to be willing to work it, so they're getting compensated for it, so. We hope that. These guys would do. We're making a commitment from our side to say we're willing to pay. We now need a commitment from your side to say you're willing to work.
It'll be interesting to. I would appreciate if you would fall into the personnel committee and they will share with us. And I'm not looking for detail, I think, but. For instance, let's say it's going to the place immediately. okay, next week, we started with X number of openings. But with this in place, we now only have one for openings. Just, and it doesn't have to be exact, and it's off 1 or 2 notes, that's okay, I just. Is there any impact is what I'm.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I know there must be. I don't even think astronauts. Can make $1,500 in 1 day in 24 hours.
What is it?
Construction guys make that.
Paramedic in Elko County now, by Carolyn.
Heavy equipment operators make that kind,
Easy, $30 an hour, that's pretty standard.
even $60 an hour.
Yeah. Well, a good thing.
The one saving grace, if you will, is that this is not applicable at the point that we have a full roster. Right?
Right, we get back to full staffing, this goes away, as Gary stated that.
It, if you look at it as a Band-Aid, so to speak,
Oh, yeah.
but, you know, with the caveat that, you know, personnel and EMS. I don't know if there are people we can contact that help us with like recruitment scenarios or firms that are out there that professionally help with these situations. You know what I mean? Besides just putting it out there on advertising in the regular channels. It's worth looking into anything like that.
And I'm scheduled to go down to Oakland Community College September 7th. Going to take the one full-time EMT that we have as our intern, and they have a job fair day. We've got 30 minutes with about 60 people.
That's good.
You only need to bring 2 back.
Can you advertise in the ARPA magazine or the AA, what is it, the retired persons, what they call it?
AARP.
Yeah.
I don't think we need any of them.
Well, those guys retire at like 55 when they're in public
Yeah.
service, so.
Yeah.
If they wanna move up north and enjoy up here and work for another 5-10 years.
Now, I will say we did have a success with our intern. So our intern's now on, right?
Full-time.
He's on full time, so that worked.
We have another intern, she took her test last week. And went successful, that was 15 calendar days.
Mhm. So there are some things that it's the same world as police officers, trying to get people to fill these positions, there's a shortage. It's, you know, we're not all one out here, we're in the same boat as everybody else.
And it's not just these areas.
No, it's
Everybody's hired, right?
I can
There's-
believe when they do
there's
that,
advertised
there's
statewide.
of Financial, auditors. I couldn't believe it. Still struggle.
So this, we're voting today a recommendation for,
We're gonna vote to allow you to sign the LOU when it gets signed by the county, by the union. Who's gonna have this?
do we need to see the actual LOU before?
It's gonna be this, isn't it?
More or less. That's it.
Mostly more.
Yeah, it'd be entirely this, only say LOU at the top and not proposal.
Well, there was some, that doesn't say anything about 60 days on this piece of paper.
I would hope that you would look at the
60
LOU
days.
before you sign it.
Can we do, oh. That's what we do this. I would like to see the official LOU. Like, okay, so can we say the board recommend that personnel goes back to,
That's what you need.
that's still
More or
about
less.
60 days. Right, 60 days is a part of it, right? I've heard it multiple times, oh, that's right on top, right in the header. County has commitment to pay the. Okay,
We'll attach the higher wages, I mean, that's gonna be in this.
so this would be the wage schedule and that's the cover letter.
County has equipment to pay the higher wages as attached.
I will pass it along. I guess these two already saw it, so.
I make the motion to allow the chair to sign the LOU. The 60-day LOU,
60 days.
says it currently,
Yeah, but that's,
It's a typo.
uh,
I know what you're saying, 60 at the top and it's got the wrong.
got 30 down here.
Right.
Well, not quite.
Well, somebody scratch 60 and that 30, and then when you make your motion, say,
well, I'm gonna say 60-day LOU with the current wage structure that is presented here,
Commencing August 24th
commencing August 24th.
for the 60 days. And so we could- that paid off.
until,
60 days from here.
until staffing is back to 14 full time.
Just cross out September to October. It's the same, it's the same 60 days. It's a typo.
From October,
No, from August.
oh, from August, yeah.
Cross out September.
Also, let me finish my motions, or, so it's either 60 days or when we. Get back to full staffing at 14 people. Got that? Steph?
Yes.
Seconded.
Who was seconded?
I'll leave it to the chair, if he
Contingencies.
gets the LOU and it is anything is different than not to sign it.
Oh, sure. I'll be in somebody's,
There goes.
I'll be in a customer's factory, and get it in there. Anyway, contingency for, 110. So north of 200,000, right?
What's that?
Your fund that wages come out of, you have $200,000 contingency right now.
207,499, but there are outstanding amounts that need to be cleared up, so it will be under 200,000.
It'll be under 200,000. Oh, it's considerably, or just off the top of your head, I'm not looking for the numbers. Okay.
What is your month, I'm sorry, I asked, what is your monthly? So to speak, average draw,
For
400,
all bills, payroll,
everything.
Don't look at me, man.
payroll's at 90,
Yeah, maybe, well,
so payroll's at 90-ish every month.
Bills are probably 20.
You're gonna say? Between the two budgets.
So you need 110,000 times September, October, November, and December, and those 12 months. So you need $440,000. As we stand currently.
There's 500 plus in the budget that's unspent at the moment.
Yeah, Charlotte indicated there's a few items that need to be adjusted, but nothing.
I'm not worried about line item adjustments. I'm worried about without invading anything. We just do line item adjustments and cover this.
Instead of taking out a contingency. His
Oh,
contingency,
contingency is a line item.
his contingency, yeah,
It's a line item.
right,
So, yeah, you can move in. That's why you have your contingency.
right.
That's why I argue for contingency.
That's why I brought it up, just so everybody knows it's not, we don't have to move money from anywhere else. To do it. Anything else to be said? Okay, we'll do a roll call.
Drummond,
Yeah,
Brady,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Johnston.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're trying to get.
Quick, what are we on how many runs are we at right now for the year?
1,005.
runs.
We're averaging 4.25 a day, which is gonna put us at about 1550, 1560 for the year.
That's
Last year, we were at 1485.
What were we 6 years ago? Yeah, but if you get rid of it every day.
What's that?
I said, if you can get rid of the everyday people, you wouldn't have that. The everyday people want to use that.
Well, it's the
Frequent flyers, I think I heard it called.
high utilization users. I agree.
Were we at 750 for a while?
I have to go back.
750, 800 there about 6, 7 years ago.
Back.
Yeah,
All line's gone up.
we doubled.
No doubt about it.
All right,
Thank you.
yeah,
That was only part of the agenda. The other one were the solutions that you were gonna discuss to rectify the situation.
Solutions that we're gonna send him out to go get more people. Yeah, that's. So Scott, you hire somebody from when you go to the college.
Working on it.
Or two.
What is it?
Also, if there's no other. Don't have any problem, we equalization, and Terry, I'm sorry I didn't get that talk with you, so.
Sorry.
Lauren asked me last night or Thursday afternoon. So she's having a hard time keeping up on land splits and other stuff along with running the window, everything else. She's asking if we can close the office for a day. She'll be here, but she's got work to do at her desk.
I'd like to have it out.
Yep, and what we proposed was instead of having a full day closure, having Tuesday and Thursday mornings closed. Be open right after lunch each day. So both Tuesday morning and Thursday morning, they'll be closed.
I would have no problem with considering Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I don't necessarily think we need a motion. I mean, as a board, I think we can direct that or make that happen. This won't, there's also could be a day of complete closure for field studies, which how many more do you think she has? 5 more? 5 more. At least 5 more days of
Feeling there's one day.
gone. So, one day. Yeah.
my understanding, we have 8 applicants so far.
At least, I don't know, I didn't check it this morning, so that closes at the end of the month. Give us a week for interviews.
So potentially it's only gonna last for 3 weeks.
Well, that'd be best case scenario. End of the month, interview for a week. Then if you get somebody who's got a job, you gotta give 2 weeks. Or any other issue, we're probably looking middle of September. Before we would have somebody. But we do have a slate of candidates. That many in there, just by first blush, look like they're qualified, so I think we're gonna be able to fill the spot. So we had our,
Applications do we have right now? How many applications?
8 was yesterday. So I don't know how many more have come in
Now, there's the director,
for the description. And we will have to, so technically, Lauren really cannot train her as a.
Greg, I don't have any.
Oh, I got 8.
I don't have any.
Oh, it's through Indeed. That's why,
Okay, yeah, I should probably have those.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought John, there was an email, he set up a joint email, I thought you were on that. All right, go with them when we get done here, because I know I'm on it.
And then was there a time frame on the equalization department being closed Tuesdays and Thursday mornings? I didn't hear that.
I didn't put one on, I mean, it's gonna be indefinite until we get somebody else in there.
You said post it in the paper, Carolyn? Carolyn, you said post it in the paper,
Pardon?
the equalization closure for
I
Tuesdays and
got
Thursday
it. I
mornings?
called them.
No, she's asking you wanted to post it in the paper that will be closed Tuesdays and Thursday mornings.
Yeah, from my perspective, it needs to be. I mean, that's,
No
well,
problem.
wait a minute, how much?
We don't know how long this is gonna go. Until we get somebody in there, maybe,
And maybe a little bit after for something, so learning
maybe,
curve time and.
we gotta send somebody off for training in there and do some things.
I would say until further notice.
And have John put it on the website.
So regular hours on Monday and Friday.
Monday,
half
Wednesday,
days.
Friday will be regular hours. Tuesday, Thursday will be afternoons only.
From
With,
1 to 4:30.
yeah.
Okay.
With the potential for at least the next couple of weeks, 2 weeks for paper to finish up, I think 3 weeks. Maybe more, if it's fine, it could take 5 weeks.
You have the
She does
hitters in
once a
there,
day.
so, yeah.
So at 1 day off in that thing too, of completely off. Because she's got to do field studies. But don't put that in there. That's just gonna have to be,
So we,
depending upon weather.
Is it, I already remember the just want to say it anyway. Can she do, split the field studies on those same days and do it the second half of those days?
I think that's possible.
And we just close the full day that day?
I mean, I think she can work. With it if she catches up. She just had a pile of.
I'll let you guys work it out. I'm
You're with
just,
Connor.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
A lot of those townships are gonna take a full day.
Okay.
So
Well, it could
you could
be,
probably double up on Harrisville and Guston. But possibly the other three are a full day in there, so.
you want to put in the paper due to staffing issues, equalization, blah, 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 blah. You want to address that with the public or?
I mean, it would be, it'd save us people coming here yelling about it.
Okay, so I can help you with that. Due to staffing issues, equalization will be closed in half days and potentially another day.
But you're not gonna pick a specific day for.
Well, we
that to
can't because
happen?
if it's raining. I mean, Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure, half days, but that full day could come. Any day depending on the weather.
Why would you not pick a day and shoot for it? I mean, because
Because if it rains, that you
Why
won't
don't
go
you
out.
pick all day Tuesday, all day Thursday closed? If it's good weather, she can go out. If it's not. she
That's
can
okay
go
with
out.
me. I just didn't know if one of the office closed all day, one day or 2 days, but. I'm sure Lauren could, or yeah, Lauren would be fine with that.
There are a lot of places where it is closed.
Yep.
No, so
That's fine also.
Probably, excuse me, probably in your little newspaper notice, say, call ahead,
Yeah,
please.
that might be a good idea too. So close Tuesdays and Thursdays. Please call ahead for. Yeah,
That's clean.
This is best.
All right,
Anything else? When we're here?
no, we did. I sent everybody out the equalization director and I did confirm it and Aaron confirmed it with Doreen that that was what was needed. We are under a director or under that. With the state, they're all good with it. No, everything's going well. Lauren keep doing her studies and. Click along in the office. Okay.
Anything else? All right, well, adjourn. Everybody, thanks for coming.